Criminal Procedure, Rule 123, Procedure in the Municipal Trial Courts. Section 1, Uniform Procedure. The procedure to be observed in the Metropolitan Trial Courts, Municipal Trial Court, and Municipal Circuit Trial Courts shall be the same as in the Regional Trial Court, except where a particular provision applies only to either of said courts, and in criminal cases governed by the revised rule on summary procedure. Rule 124, Procedure in the Court of Appeals. Section 1, Title of the Case. In all criminal cases appealed to the CA, the party appealing the case shall be called the appellant, and the adverse party the appealee. But the title of the case shall remain as it was in the court of origin. Section 2, Appointment of Counsel de Officio for the accused. If it appears from the record of the case as transmitted that A. The accused is confined in prison, B. Is without counsel de parte on appeal, or C. Has signed the notice of appeal himself, the clerk of court of the CA shall designate a counsel de officio. An appellant who is not confined in prison may, upon request, be assigned as a counsel de officio within 10 days from receipt of the notice to file brief, and he establishes his right thereto. Section 3. When brief for appellant to be filed. Within 30 days from the receipt of the appellant or his counsel of the notice from the clerk of court of the CA that the evidence, oral and documentary, is already attached to the record, the appellant shall file 7 copies of his brief with the clerk of court, which shall be accompanied by proof of service of 2 copies thereof upon the appellee. Section 4. When brief for appellee to be filed, reply brief of the appellant. Within 30 days from the receipt of the brief of the appellant, the appellee shall file 7 copies of the brief of the appellee with the clerk of court, which shall be accompanied by proof of service of 2 copies thereof upon the appellant. Within 20 days from the receipt of the brief of the appellee, the appellant may file a reply brief traversing matters raised in the former but not covered in the brief of the appellant. Section 5. Extension of time for filing brief. Extension of time for the filing of brief will not be allowed except for good cause and sufficient cause, and only if the motion for extension is filed before the expiration of time sought to be extended. Section 6. Form of brief. Brief shall either be printed, encoded, or typewritten in double space on legal size, good quality unglazed paper, 330 mm in length by 216 mm in width. Section 17. Contents of brief. The brief in criminal cases shall have the same contents as provided in sections 13 and 14 of Rule 44. A certified true copy of the decision or final order appealed from shall be appended to the brief of the appellant. Section 8. Dismissal of appeal for abandonment or failure to prosecute. The CA may, upon motion of the appellee or motu proprio or with notice to the appellant in either case, dismiss the appeal if the appellant fails to file his brief within the time prescribed by this rule, except where the appellant is represented by the counsel de officio. The CA may also, upon motion of the appellee or motu proprio, dismiss the appeal if the appellant escaped from prison or confinement, jumps bail, or flees to a foreign country during the pendency of appeal. Section 9. Prompt disposition of appeals. Appeals of the accused who are under detention shall be given precedence in their precedence over other appeals. The CA shall hear and decide the appeal at the earliest practicable time with due regard to the rights of the parties. The accused need not be present in court during the hearing of the appeal. Section 10. Judgment not to be reversed or modified except for substantial error. No judgment shall be reversed or modified unless the CA, after the examination of the record and of the evidence adduced by the parties, is of the opinion that error was committed which injuriously affected the substantial rights of the appellant. Section 11. Scope of judgment. The CA may reverse, affirm, or modify the judgment and increase or reduce the penalty imposed by the trial court, remand the case to the RTC for new trial or retrial, or dismiss the case. Section 12. Power to receive evidence. The CA shall have the power to try cases and conduct hearings, receive evidence, and perform all acts necessary to resolve factual issues raised in cases falling within its original and appellate jurisdiction, including the power to grant and conduct new trials or further proceedings. Trials or hearings in the CA must be continuous and must be completed within 3 months unless extended by the Chief of Justice. Section 13. Certification or appeal of case to the Supreme Court. A. Whenever the CA finds that the penalty of death should be imposed, the court shall render judgment but refrain from making an entry of judgment and forthwith certify the case and elevate its entire record to the CA for review. B. Where the judgment also imposes a lesser penalty for offenses committed on the same occasion or which arose out of the same occurrence that gave rise to the more severe offense for which the penalty of death is imposed, and the accused appeals, the appeal shall be included in the case certified for review to the Supreme Court. C. In cases where the CA imposes reclusion perpetua, life imprisonment, or the lesser offense, it shall render and enter judgment imposing such penalty. The judgment may appeal to the CSC by notice of appeal filed with the CA. Section 14. Motion for new trial. At any time after the appeal from the lower court has been perfected and before the judgment of the CA convicting the accused becomes final, the latter may move for a new trial on the ground of newly discovered evidence material to his defense. The motion shall conform with the provisions of Section 4, Rule 121. Section 15. Where new trial conducted. When a new trial is granted, the CA may conduct the hearing and receive evidence as provided in Section 12 of this rule or refer the trial to the court of origin. Section 16. Reconsideration. A motion for reconsideration shall be filed within 15 days from notice of the decision or final order of the CA, with copies thereof served upon the adverse party, setting forth the grounds in support thereof. The mittimus shall be stayed during the pendency of the motion for reconsideration. No party shall be allowed a second motion for reconsideration of a judgment or final order. Section 17. Judgment transmitted and filed in trial court. When the entry of judgment of the CA is issued, a certified true copy of the judgment shall be attached to the original record, which shall be remanded to the clerk of court from which the appeal was taken. Section 18. Application of certain rules in civil procedure to criminal cases. The provisions of the rules 42, 44 to 46, and 48 to 56 relating to procedure in the CA and in the SC in original and and appealed civil cases shall be applied to criminal cases insofar as they are applicable and not inconsistent with the provisions of this rule. Rule 125, Procedure in the SC, Supreme Court. Section 1, Uniform Procedure. Unless otherwise provided by the Constitution or the law, the procedure in the SC is original and in appealed cases shall be the same as in the CA. Section 2, Review of decisions of the CA. The procedure for the review by the SC of the decision in criminal cases rendered by the CA shall be the same as in civil cases. Section 3. Decision if opinion is equally divided. When the Supreme Court en banc is equally divided in opinion or the necessary majority cannot be had on whether to acquit the appellant, the case shall again be again be deliberated upon, and if no decision is reached after the redeliberation, the judgment of conviction of the lower court shall be reversed, and the accused is acquitted.